Good morning, everybody. Hi, my name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence for UJ Federation of New York, and here we are again. It is Monday morning. We come to you live every weekday at 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Every once in a while, I forget to turn off the volume on my other device so you can hear that I'm logging in. Pam, good morning. Nice to see you. Linda, White Plains represent. I love it. So here we are, yet again. This is actually, for those who have been tuning in regularly, this is our 16th week of broadcasting. Holy cow. Penny, Hetty, Stacy, hi. 16 weeks, that's a lot of Torah. That's a lot of community. I took the time to archive each one of these broadcasts, so I put them on my website in order. But you can also always access our previous broadcasts on this Facebook page. And as you go through the UJ Federation Facebook page, you're going to see some incredible stuff, including all of the Shabbat gatherings of leaders around New York. You can also see some incredible programming and some links to some of the beautiful philanthropic work that we do, trying to lead this world towards justice, wielding all of the koach, all of the strength that we have as a community. It's good to be together. Mazel tov, Stan, on your granddaughter's bat mitzvah. Mazel tov. That's amazing. Adele. All right. Shirley, thank you for reminding us. Yes. Condolences to Penny and to Susan. Of course, comfort to both of you. Let's take a breath and jump into some Torah. We got not just one portion, but two Torah portions this week. That's a lot to talk about. Oh, Jeff, kol hakavod. You just completed a 2-week fundraiser for the American Cancer Society, and you celebrated. See, this is Torah, right? You celebrated with a short review of Maimonides' 8 levels of charity. So you completed doing tzedakah by teaching tzedakah. That sounds like connecting mitzvot to me. Beautiful. Well, welcome everybody. Let's start with the bracha for learning, and we'll jump in. Cheryl, you brought us greetings all the way from Michigan. Not bad. Haley, it's good to see you. And Penny, I'm really glad that you're here. Susan, it's good to have you back. We are really lucky this week. There are 2 Torah portions, and they are both, my dad would say humdingers. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm starting to use language like humdinger. Chukat and Balak are the 2 Torah portions for this week. And what I thought I would do is skip Chukat just for the moment. We'll come back to it tomorrow and look at Balak, which is actually one of my favorite Torah portions at Camp Ramah in Nyack, where I learned to be a teacher and made some amazing friends. And where my children, except for this summer, have inhabited now with great joy and meaning and leadership of their own. I would learn from my teacher, Jackie Binstock, who remains a dear mentor from a distance for me. And she would tell Torah stories every morning to our campers. We had 6 and 7-year-olds. And everyone looked forward to Balak, the second of this week's Torah portions, because in it you have this crazy story about a talking donkey and a wizard, and who knew that that was going to be the premise for the movie Shrek. And everyone waited, especially the older kids, for some grown-up to talk about donkeys and say the word ass by accident, just so they could enjoy it. So I just did it. Any of my friends from those days who are on this broadcast now understand that sometimes you just don't grow up. Anyway, the premise of Parshat Balak is that we are looking at a king whose name is Balak, who feels threatened by the Israelites. We are too strong. There are too many stories about how God has saved us, and what happens to our enemies when they try to attack and God defends. And so he hires a sorcerer named Balaam. And part of Jewish tradition sees the sorcerer as a charlatan, as a fake magician. But some parts of tradition actually see Balaam as an incredibly skilled and dangerous sorcerer whose words could actually damage, could hurt the people. But later in the week, we'll get to the actual details of what happened. But Balaam says, no, I can't go, when Balak sends his servants to hire Balaam. The wizard Balaam, the sorcerer, says, no, I can't. And he says, I can only do what God would have me do, which is quite a powerful thing to hear from a non-Israelite sorcerer or prophet, as he is understood even in Sifrei and Rabbinic Midrash. That night, he has a dream. And God speaks to him in a dream and communicates. And that's actually what I wanted to focus on. Dreams are a strange, strange thing. And there's a lot being written about the dreams that a lot of us are having. I think they're even being called COVID dreams, where they're just pretty strange. And dreams always sort of violate the limits of this world. In the Torah's understanding, there are also ways that God communicates with sensitive, attuned people. Earlier in Numbers, just a few parshiot ago, we heard that when Aaron and Miriam say that Moses isn't so special, God responds by saying, no, my typical way of communicating with people is dreams, but Moses I speak with face to face, which means dreams, even in the ancient world, seem to carry meaning, which means the swirling meanings inside of our brains are sort of, it's such a weird world, it's a weird global moment. Our dreams probably capture so much, not direct messages from God, but meaning beyond what we see. There's an interesting section in the Torah about dreams. You probably remember it because either you know Torah or you know Andrew Lloyd Webber. But in the Joseph story, Joseph is famous for being able to interpret dreams. So much so that when Pharaoh wakes up from having a dream, that's what redeems Joseph from prison so that he can interpret the dream. And the dream ends up being a prophecy about what's going to happen in Egypt. But when Pharaoh wakes up, he says, Chalom chalamti, I dreamt a dream, but there was no one who could understand it. And Joseph can. Rashi, there, a commentator, says, there's a difference between the dream of Pharaoh, which it says, Vatipa emrucho, his soul was agitated. His soul rang like a bell. Thank you, Stephen, I saw that. Any dream will do. There you go. Pharaoh has the dream that agitates his soul. Later in the Hebrew Bible, there's another king named Nebuchadnezzar who has a dream. And it's vatitpa emrucho, similar word, vatipa emrucho. And the difference is, according to Rashi, that Pharaoh, when he was dreaming, he knew what it meant. He could see the meaning in it when he was asleep. And when he woke up, he remembered the dream, but not what it meant. Nebuchadnezzar, he had a dream, he knew what it meant, but when he woke up, he forgot the meaning, and he even forgot the dream. All he knew was that he dreamed. Well, in that way, we can see two ways that dreams can affect us. One of them is You remember what you dreamed and you have a hint of what it means, or you remember a dream, you have no idea what it means, or you wake up and you know you dreamt, but you can't quite remember what it was. Well, in our portion, Bilam, the prophet, receives a message in his dream from God that guides him forward. Now, tomorrow or the day after, we'll look at what the journey ahead was. But I wanted to share it, I had this very interesting dream. I woke up this morning and then I fell back asleep for a little bit and woke up. And in that in-between awake and asleep, as Tinkerbell told Peter Pan, in between awake and asleep, that's where I'll meet you. So I had this dream that I was with someone who was reading Torah, and then I looked into the scroll because they couldn't find their place, and I couldn't find the place because when I looked in, somehow the language wasn't Hebrew, and then I realized it was upside down, which means in our dreams, even Torah, in my dream anyway, even Torah isn't Torah. Even what we think of as meaningful is hard to understand. I actually think that there's a little bit of comfort in there for us. If you're having strange dreams, and no one here is admitting it on our comments, but I'm imagining I'm not alone. If you have strange dreams, the question is, what might they mean? How could we explore them? And in this very strange time in our world, what meaning do our dreams convey? So just for a second, if you could choose a dream, whose meaning would be offered to the world through you, what would it be? We're told elsewhere in much more modern Jewish tradition, Im tirtzu enzo agada. If you will it, it's not just a legend, it's not just a dream. And I imagine that, yes, there are COVID dreams. There are things that are happening in our brains because of the strange moment, long moment we are all inhabiting. But what if we could guide those dreams somewhat? What if we could take those dreams and crystallize some of the best parts of them and bring them forward into the world? What if we could take this strangeness around us, channel it through our bodies, through our souls, and express it as a gift to the world? What would you dream? So that's the dream that I have. My dream is that we take our dreams and we find the positive in them. We process the complicated in them. We comfort ourselves, recognizing, A, that they're only dreams, but on the other hand, what can we do with them? You could make some great art, I'm sure. Write some great poetry, write some songs. Call a friend, say, I had this strange dream, and see if they could be your Joseph. Could they help you understand what's happening inside of you? It's a big gift. It's a big gift. In Masechet Brachot in the Talmud, the first tractate of the Talmud, there's a long discussion about dream interpretation. And so if you think this sounds a little bit too woo-woo, trust me, it's out there. It's out there. So I don't think dreams are sent as direct messages from God. But I do think that we process things, and our dreams can be gorgeous, strange places. Since the world is such a gorgeous, strange place right now, maybe our dreams line up in swirly, strange ways. So here's what I would wish us today. I'd wish us the ability to have our dreams and to dream big intentionally, to be each other's Joseph. Cheryl, you said it, to trust your Joseph. Be your own inner Joseph. What dreams may come, right? So they'll come. May we remember that there is meaning to be made. That's really the big message for today. Sounds good. Let's do it. Sing our way into a Monday. La 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 everybody. See you tomorrow at 9.